Now Mr. Grill is warming up. And this has been sitting out for about an hour to come up to room temperature. And it's time for the final touches. A good thorough dose of salt and pepper. And just because I can, a little decoration. Bacon. Thusly. And it's ready to go. Now the grill is preheated to around 400 or thereabouts, just to get it started. Set the roast in here. Now you can do this in an oven at about 350 degrees. I'm doing it out here on the grill partly to keep the heat out of the house and because I can throw a little smoke on it while I'm at it. Get the temperature probes in. Without frying one's fingers. Come on now. There. Alright, give me a hard time. Close it up. I'll bring it up to, I'm going to run it at about 325. It should be 20 minutes or so per pound. That's about 4 pounds worth, so that should be 80 minutes or so. Same thing applies if you do it in an oven. That's mine. Get your own. Now for veggies. I'm doing a variation on a casserole by Hilah Johnson. It's a broccoli casserole, but since I have asparagus, it's going to be a broccoli and asparagus casserole. Now her recipe calls for a pound of broccoli, so I'm just going to split it up. Make it a ½ pound of broccoli and a ½ pound of asparagus. Thusly. And when it gets to a pound, I stop. Now the cheese sauce. 2 tablespoons of butter. 2 tablespoons of flour. Make a roux. Cook it over medium heat for just a few minutes until it starts turning sort of a light tan. And when it's got a nice tan going, add a cup of milk. Turn the temperature down and just let it simmer a little while until it starts to thicken. Now some seasonings. maybe a quarter teaspoon of pepper. About the same amount of salt. Sort of. And a splash of nutmeg. Blend. Now I've mixed together a half a cup of cheddar and half a cup of Parmesan. I'm putting about half of it in at this point, more or less. Mix that all up until the cheese is melted. And you now have a Mornay sauce. Now for the finishing touch, add a quarter cup of sour cream. Mix that all in. Heat off. Now I steamed the veggies for just a couple of minutes in the microwave, just to tenderize them. And we pour all of the sauce over them. And now top it with the other half of the cheese. And for an old-fashioned touch, crumble up about a half a dozen Ritz crackers on top of it. And this will go in a 350-degree oven. That one's too big. Along with the dressing for probably 20 to 25 minutes. All right, Dorcas. Here. Rocky. The attention span of a flea. Looking for an internal temperature of 145, and we're getting mighty close. And it's officially done, so let's take a look. Look out. Let's get this puppy inside. Now, I've let it set for about 20 minutes. While I made gravy with the pan drippings, it's time to take a look inside. Oh yes. That looks rather interesting. The next trick is, what does it taste like? It's an easy way to find out. Bacon. Yum. Sort of whack off a little bit. Taste it. Being a little more civilized. This stuff is good. Oh, wow. Got the roast, got the veggies, got the stuffing. All that's left is to spoon on a little gravy. Or maybe a lot of gravy. Little more. I'm about to dive into this head first. Just have to add one finishing touch. A little Chardonnay. About that much. And it is piggery time. A Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Cheers.